Alright, looks like they're ready.
This would really start with Snowflake Mountain.
Yeah, just to get it over with. No one wants to deal with Everfrost Peak.
Here we are, Dino Domain, and we're starting with Ancient Lake, the most basic card track in the game. You just connect those zippers and balloons.
No, looks like Odin is starting on Future Fun Lane first.
No, that's interesting.
I guess there was some sort of miscommunication or something. Ooh, that bonk by Odin. And Bando finished with Ancient Lake.
It doesn't really matter what order you do, and any order is allowed in the community.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just preferable if you start on agree to start on the same one, so there is no confusion.
Bando is using a strat called Canyonless in the tunnel of Fossil Canyon, where he connects a blue balloon into a zipper. And I hate that strat.
I
can never do it.
Yeah, I don't even use it yet. Also, I don't even know why it's called Canyonless, because it doesn't even look. This doesn't even look like a canyon.
It's called Fossil Canyon, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't. You know what's even more confusing? Why it's called Boulder Canyon. It's not. There's no boulders. There's no canyons.
River Palace, I know.
Yeah, that's what. Isn't that what it's called in the Japanese version?
DKR trivia for you.
More DKR trivia. TT means TikTok.
And he's just the best character, or should I say the broken character, so just use him for all RTA categories. And the funny thing is that they were like trying to balance TT a bit, so they gave him mid-tier handling. But the thing is that mid-tier handling is the best handling. So it didn't help at all.
Oh, Bando bonking right there in the little bone place.
It's just some basic stuff. You collect bananas to go faster, up to a maximum of 10. And you let go of A when using blue balloons or zippers to get a stronger boost.
So sorry, continue.
Yeah, it's just those things can be used for all vehicles, and the rest is a bit different. Plane, obviously, as you can see here, has out-of-bounds tricks. You can just hit some triggers out of bounds to make the laps count, and that's faster than just staying in bounds like intended.
I actually forgot what I was gonna say.
Ah, sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. I guess I'll go with saying the reason why Arten is going on the right side of the loop-de-loop is because it's actually faster for some reason.
Yeah, there's like less distance to drive or something. You could technically skip that last loop if you go out of bounds. Saves like a second. But no one does it. Only crazy people like Nordic.
Yeah, I mean, becoming a human turbo controller is definitely something a crazy person will do. And
with hovercraft, you want to do snaking, because doing those turns gives you a small speed boost. It is an intended mechanic, it's just not really intended to chain that all the time.
So yeah, it's just basically an exploitation. Also, you'll notice that Bando is in this case is several tracks ahead, but that's also because Arten is doing Future Funland first, and Future Funland is definitely a longer, harder trophy than the first two of the Dino First. And Arten is doing his last track of Future Funland.
Bando's stream is lagging for me.
It's fine for me.
Some more movement tech with car. Drifting is, by holding the R button, is faster than just driving forward. But you don't want to drift when using boosts, because that cancels the boost speed. So basically it's just drift without boosts and let go of R as much as possible when you boost. And what you also do while not boosting is tap the A button or mash it like Nordic does. That also makes you go faster. The mashing works a bit differently for hovercraft on a plane, but it also works there.
Yeah, mashing on hovercraft and plane does exist, but you only do it when you're at top speed, so it's not recommended for beginner runners to do it. Like I myself, I don't do it because it can lower your speed if you not doing it at the right time.
Yeah, basically you just hold A until a speed of 60 and then you tap it.
And Arten finally moving on to his second trophy, Dragon Forest, and it's his first hover track. The only hover track in Dragon Forest.
I mean, you can go play Greenwood Village in hover if you want, outside of a trophy race.
I mean, if this was hover percent, then yeah.
And hover percent is a really good category, I might add.
Actually, it would beg to differ, because at first I didn't know why you guys were saying hover hurts your thumbs, but after I was grinding some hover, like Pirate Lagoon in Whale Bay, the other night, just so I can get better with the boost, getting the boost, I realized it really does hurt your thumbs. And I would not want to go through hurting my
Drumstick is not much slower than TT. He's the second best character, and he's actually better than TT on some plane tracks.
Yeah, that's because his barrels are faster, and also my obligatory Everfrost Peak Hate is here.
Yeah, Everfrost Peak. It sucks. It's so punishing.
See, Bando just lost his speed. Like, that's Everfrost Peak for you. Like, screw this track. But I have a hatred burning for 1,000 suns, and I hope that completely melts this track, and hopefully turns it into a new Sugar Island track.
If you're one of those players like Giz, then you'd basically never press A again in Everfrost Peak after the start boost. And by the way, peaks for hover, if you can still feel your sump, you're not doing it right. You need to grind it for so long that you become numb.
Got hit. Arten got destroyed by that oil slick. That's something that you got to be careful of in Greenwood Village. That's always something. That kind of obstacle is always going to be there in the second lap of Greenwood Village. So,
especially for beginners, Greenwood Village can be rough.
Yeah, I just kind of drift to avoid it because I just kind of never really pay attention to the shield. Just kind of, yeah. Also, Bando's showing us how cool Walrus Cove looks when you do it right.
Walrus Cove can go really well, but you can also mess it up and lose a million years. Because that's also how that track is.
It's a very hard track to be consistent at. And also, Arten on Windmill pains through this track.
You can do an out of bounds there, but it's really hard. The hardest one to do in all trophy races.
I don't know, is there actually a harder one in this entire game?
I think Star City is harder.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Oh.
But yeah, that's really just used in an obscure balloon race with plane. And I guess you could use it in plane percent. But I'm not really sure if the out of bounds route there is harder or really just the clip.
I think it's the clip, but I'm not. As from what I know, I think it was said by someone, I forget who, but when they were first telling me about it, that you are considered a god if you get it. Like, it's very hard.
Well, technically you can go out of bounds in Space Dust Alley if you're a TAS.
Yeah.
And it's not even faster for a 3-lap.
Dude, Bando just got destroyed by that spike roll and just, like, flew in the air. Like something out of Mario Kart.
Yeah, that spike ball in lap 2 is really evil. But in my PB, I just went straight through it.
And my most recent PB, I was getting destroyed by so many spike balls. Like, I was seeing so many spike balls in places I have never seen before. And I was just getting destroyed.
Yeah, there's a pretty huge skill gap between those two. What time does R10 have? I have to look it up quickly. So Bandow he has the 5th best time. He has a 24:34. Really, really good. Well, Arten has a 31:02.
A very huge skill difference. And it's being showcased right here. And I'm just finished Dragon Force and is now moving on to Snowflake, and I really feel for him right now. He's playing on Everfrost Peak. And also, if you guys are wondering if I do why I don't have a name for Everfrost Peak, but I do for Windmill Pains, it's because I can't say it here on stream. It's very obscene. Yo, that rhymed!
Yeah, I also won't say the name that she likes to say for Boulder Canyon.
Oh, and Space Dust Alley.
Ooh, Arten getting a really harsh bonk. You can lose like 5 seconds with just one bonk.
Yeah, that's plain for you. It's a very unforgiving vehicle.
Like when it doesn't just slow you down, it actually pushes you backwards.
I'm having a hard time in Everfrost Peak, but that's understandable because this track is terrible and everyone who ever likes it has bad opinions and should not be listened to.
Definitely.
And Bando on Greenwood Village. What we haven't mentioned here is about Greenwood Village is that it's a very good track for beginners to practice their drifting on.
Oh, definitely. Just car movement. It has all of it.
Yeah, I have definitely improved a lot of my drifting just from becoming good at this track for my skill level.
Don't be scared by that last turn out of the tunnel. You just have to go for it.
Yeah, it's not as hard as you think it is, actually. It's quick, but not hard. Now,
we will see that out of bounds if everything goes right.
Yeah, now Windmill Pains, on the other hand, like, it's not easy. Oh, he misses it, see? See what I mean?
Yeah, you have to get a barrel roll there, right where that wall is a bit lower.
I kind of feel
has to be perfect.
I kind of feel like I did a commentator's curse on Bando.
And you can actually get that clip without a balloon to do it in time trial, and it sucks even more.
As you are seeing, Windmill Pains is being a pain. Dude, I am just killing it with this commentator's curse thing.
You want to help Arten?
Yeah, I'm on Snowball Valley. It's a very short, simple track. There's so many boosts that you can get, and
it's also a good practice track for beginners. Just one of those really fast car tracks. Learn to control that speed.
Yeah, Jungle Falls is also a good track for that.
Don't do Haunted Woods. Haunted Woods sucks. Because the AI will just troll you.
At the beginning they will. I actually don't really have a problem with AI.
I recommend practicing Haunted Woods in time trial first to get the movement down, and then you can do it in balloon races. But it's not as much RNG as it comes off first. The RNG of the AI is there, but the zippers, you can learn to control them with enough practice.
Oh, and Bando missing that zipper. I feel like it was you this time that coast Bando.
And now he ran into Tip Top and into a wall.
Okay, that one was me.
Really good, by the way. Don't understand why people don't use him.
No, he's not good at all.
But I always used him as a kid.
Dude, he's the second worst to Pipsy.
No, Diddy is.
Oh, and I'm bugging into that fake boywood tree.
Yeah, that's not real boreal wood. Can we just remove Diddy from the game? Because why is this game named after him? He's one of the worst characters in this game.
Yeah, he thinks he owns this game, but he doesn't. He thinks he's the best, but I'm the best. I am. Actually, that's Skiz, but I just like to say I am.
Bandow doing Space Dust Alley, considered by many to be the hardest track in this category.
Yeah, and if you saw Odin do it earlier, you would know why. It's so easy to bonk, and as we mentioned before, bonking loses 5 seconds. You just come to a complete stop. It's a very unforgiving track.
I recently got stuck in a wall here.
Wait, really?
And it took me a while to get out.
Dude, did you
that entrance into the very first tunnel, I got stuck there. I think that has happened to a lot of people.
Oh, I thought you meant like you clipped inside of it.
Man, if I could use that to go out of bounds, that would be huge.
Dude, I always imagine like an out of bounds happening when you just kind of boost into one of those electric things at a really bad angle and just end up out of bounds. That's how I imagined it.
Bandow, as a player of your skill level, I expect out of bounds attempt in Dark Moon. The out of bounds in Dark Moon is done by bonking into the right wall before entering the second loop. And it's precise, but it can clip you out of bounds. I think it was originally found by accident when Giz hit an oil slick. Right before that loop.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things found by accident in this game.
Oh, definitely. There's that trick that was recently, I mean, last year I think, was it discovered that you can just beat the first boss in adventure mode by driving in circles around the start line. That was one of those urban legends on like game FAQs that no one really takes serious. Where someone says, "Oh, my brother once finished the first boss by going in circles," and it turned out to be true.
Like, wait, was that actually a thing on game FAQs?
I think it was something that was known for a very long time, that someone had claimed that he had done it. Arten doing my favorite track.
Crescent Island?
Yeah.
Crescent Island's a pretty good track. I do really enjoy it.
The last turn can troll you if you hit the slope and get stuck. You can lose a ton of time. And a lot of people opt to not use a green boost at the final zipper to make it a bit more safe, but that's like the only part of the run where I just go for it.
I use the green boost and then I hold down the A button shortly after it, and that will make the turn way easier. And Bandow already on his final track.
Yeah, the AI in this game is not always the smartest.
I mean,
they can get stuck.
Yeah. Oh, that random back.
Oh, Bandow. I still got it.
Yeah, he messing up in.
The thing is, in the Japanese version, they just forgot to add that texture there, where he clipped out of bounds, so you can do that, but it was fixed in the Western releases.
Yeah, no texture, no collision in the Japanese version, so...
I mean, it's convenient for us speedrunners that I just forgot that.
And Bandow finishing with the 25.52.
Yeah, that's a solid time.
And,
considering he failed Windmill Plains.
Yeah. And on his last trophy race. And what did you say his PB was again?
Arten. He has a 3102.
I feel like he might PB. Hopefully I don't jinx that.
Now he will not PB.
Shit. I mean, crap. I mean, this is a family-friendly stream.
No, it's hard to even look it up from his splits. His YouTube video is in Japanese. Like even the name of the game.
I'm sure you guys know what I call Space Dust Alley now.
It's okay, we all hate it.
I tried.
Bandow, how about you mix things up a bit and use a different character for the next race?
Yeah, Bandow. Yeah.
So it's a tip-top race, come on.
Oh, he's doing it. He's actually doing it. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that should I should mention that turning off the music reduces lag and saves time.
Dude, he just did that to spite us. Oh no, and now he's playing on Everfrost Peak. Now. Oh.
Come on, Bandow, you can do that. You can use Tip Top.
Come on, Bandow. First you just do that to spite us. Now you're just spiting me by playing on this horrendous track. Like, come on, man.
Okay, it finishes. Arten finishes Song and Falls at 29.35 in his PB.
And that would be the time on the timer, not the time on the timer. Wait.
His time on for the splits, you know.
Yeah, the time on the split's not the endgame timer. Looks like, yeah, he's having a rough,
Yeah, because that would be a bit too good for him at 29 jungle balls.
Well, he's not doing that out of bounds.
He not learned it yet.
Maybe. Oh, those bonks. Huh. I would say he has a fairly good time for not learning it yet for his skill level, but.
And he has the right version to do spaceport too. Hot Top Volcano does not save as much time as spaceport, but the clip is much easier. The out of bounds route can be annoying in Hot Top Volcano because of the size of the track. It's easier to just go back inbounds.
Maybe he has not practiced it enough, or maybe he's just very inconsistent at it.
Yeah,
and
he's not PBing this time. Maybe in the next race.
I knew I would jinx it. Oh, come on, Bando. Now you're playing Windmill Pains? Oh.
Bandow, that's disappointing. Give us some tip-top gameplay. Nordic did both races with Pipsy.
Dude, Bando's just trying to spite me. First he plays Everfrost Peak, now he plays Windmill Pains? What's next?
Space Dust Alley.
Boulder Canyon? No, wait, why are we giving him ideas?
Okay, so we're waiting for the second match now, because this is best of 3.
But yeah, that was what the Windmill Pains clip is. He was just a bit of practice in for it. God! He's doing it now! Why?
He's listening.
He knows.
But, you know, the worst track in this game is not a racetrack. You know what it is? I don't like to talk about it. But it's Fire Mountain. And I'd rather play Everfrost Peak for like an entire week than doing Fire Mountain.
I'm sorry, but I render your opinion invalid.
Just delete Fire Mountain from the game.
Now, can we delete? No, we should delete Darkwater Beat, cause like it's pretty lame.
The best minigame is Smoky Castle.
No, the best minigame is Icicle Pyramid.
Smoky Castle is the best because you can do advanced strats to lose it really fast.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we're doing this again. Round 2 of best of 3.
And both doing different routes again.
Wouldn't that have been funny if they did different routes again, but switched it?
Oh yeah, that would be pretty funny.
It's kind of sad that I don't get to face you in the tournament, because I would have done Snowflake first. But we should do that outside the tournament at some point.
Yeah, we should have our own little race doing Snowflake first, but what would the rest of the route be?
I would probably do go down, do Dragon and FFL.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So I can't choke FFL. Or maybe I'll do Dino so I don't choke.
It sucks. And then you have all trophy races starting with Everfrost Peak. Get the worst thing done.
You know what they say about hell being frozen over? That's Everfrost Peak.
By the way, don't you like how Gispig is in the layout of the stream? A bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's a foreshadowing of the sequel of what is going to happen. And now we're starting.
Are they both doing Dino?
Man, I wanted to see them. See the reverse, route. You can, it's like, it's already, obvious, here by just how fast, Bando just pulled that off, of their skill level.
You know, even if compared to Bando, arten appears to be much slower. Compared to a casual player, he is really, really fast. That's just how DKR is. You just have to know a few of the speedrun strats, and you destroy every casual runner.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Like, this game is really hard before you know about a few things, that you can do A tapping and let go of A before boost, which the game even tells you that you can do that. That's an intended thing.
Like, well, that's pretty obvious by the changing color of the boost.
It's not in the manual, but at some point the game just tells you that as a secret. I love how older games had that. And it was more special because not everyone could just go into look it up in the internet.
Yeah, it was definitely nice finding out these random things as a kid. Like, I don't remember how I actually knew about the blue. Oh yeah, my sister told me, my older sister, but I don't know how she knew. My sister told me about the green boost, letting go of the A button to get the green boost as a kid, and that's how I knew.
You know, there was a kid at elementary that just knew everything about those N64 games, and he would just take a game like Star Fox 64 and just destroy all my high scores first try.
Dude,
was always that guy.
I haven't even completed Star Fox 64 100% because I don't really know how to unlock the other planets other than like the normal way, really.
Yeah, I know all about that game, but I'm not going to explain it here.
Of course.
But it's funny that we're talking about Star Fox while they're doing barrel rolls.
I mean that's what Peppy taught us to do. After all.
And the thing is, the thing that they do in Star Fox is not an actual barrel roll, but those are real barrel rolls in DKR. I forgot how the trick in Star Fox would be called.
Alien roll.
I think something like that. But barrel rolls are basically the drifting you do in plane. It's faster than just flying straight. But
yeah.
you shouldn't hold A when using barrel rolls because it will be really slow.
Yeah, barrel rolling without holding A is basically a boost. And just doing them multiple times is like the fastest thing in the universe.
It's really the plane tracks that make up for the difference between the top runners and the rest.
Yeah, that really is.
Yeah, Pipsy is totes adorbs, but she's also really slow. Slowest character in the game. The problem is that a lot of casual players use Pipsy, and then they have a hard time beating the game, especially when they do hovercraft. Pipsy is terrible for hovercraft because I explained that you have to do the quick turns all the time to gain speed, but for that to be useful with Pipsy, you'd have to do it at an insane rate.
Yeah, most casual players I have ever met, I've always played characters that are considered bad. When I was a casual player myself, I played Timber. My brother played Tip Top.
Just like me.
Yeah, Tip Top is bad.
But at least I could accept that. It's not like in Melee where I was actually mad when I learned that Roy was considered one of the worst characters.
I remember thinking Mewtwo was amazing in Melee because Mewtwo is like an amazing Pokemon, you know.
He's the cooler version of Marth because he has like fire.
Yeah, me and my siblings would always argue over which Fire Emblem character was better. Also, why are we talking about Melee when it's City Kong Racing?
Yeah.
Is it because TT will be in the next Smash game?
For sure, he will.
Yeah, the recently revealed Smash 5 TT for. Come on, guys, let's get TT in Smash 5. Let's all vote. Let's all petition for it. Dude, I wonder what kind of Smash character TT would be.
He would be really fast.
He would be the next. He would be like almost as fast as Sonic. Like.
Yeah, Bandow2000 Treasure Caves. I really hate that track because yeah, no matter what you try to do with the blue balloon, it's always super risky, and if you bonk, you lose so much time.
Yeah, it's a very inconsistent track. That's why a lot of people hate it. And I am starting to hate it myself.
I find it more fun to play it in plane and to the out of bounds.
I like treasure caves in time trials. Also, Bando, in one of the worst tracks in the entire game, if not the worst, Everfrost.
Everfrost Peak can be fun if you play it with hover, because you just fly all over the place with the boosts.
Everfrost Peak is evil in every way. You cannot find redemption in it. And I'm not going for the first zipper and treasure caves. It's sometimes very hard to get because of the NPCs. The AI always getting in your way. It's a very evil thing.
Sometimes if you want to keep the blue balloon to use it into the first zipper of the next lap in treasure caves, you can accidentally collect another balloon, lose the boost.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit. It's quite painful. It's just never safe to use that blue balloon, but you always need to use it. Like, it's just an evil track. And if you're wondering, I have not made a solid name for treasure caves yet. I do have several, but I have not settled on one.
Good. DKR is to Mario Kart 64 what Banjo-Kazooie is to Super Mario 64.
So, better?
Yeah.
But Super Mario 64...
And actually it was originally supposed to be a sequel to Pro AM.
Yeah, and a lot of people who do not know about Diddy Kong Racing like to claim that it owes everything to Mario Kart, but if you did not know, the first Pro-Am game came out on the NES in 1988, while Super Mario Kart that came out on the Super Nintendo in 1992. So, yeah. Also, Timber was supposed to be the main guy for Pro-Am 64.
I think the manual even mentions it still, that it's called Timber's Island, and the island in adventure mode. And the story is that like Timber was left there to touch while his parents were on vacation, or I don't know. And during that time, Whispix shows up. It was just, as usual, Nintendo interfering and with adding characters of one of their properties, but it was Rare's idea to go with Diddy Kong instead of Donkey Kong, because it was their character. They invented Diddy Kong, even though Nintendo owns him now.
Yeah, that is very true.
Oh, and random DKR trivia again. In Frosty Village, there's a hover zipper in the water if you use plane, but it's not there if you use hover for whatever reason, because DKR is a finished game.
I mean, there's also a key place you in Spaceport Alpha, but there is no key. But there is no minigame for Future Funland. So yes, it's a finished game indeed. But hey, I wouldn't have this game any other way, man. This game's great.
Yeah, DKR would suck if the hover zipper was also there with hover.
Yeah, man, you just gotta go in there with plane. You don't need a zipper for hover. You just don't need it.
When I originally found out about speedrunning, I was so sure there had to be an out of bounds with plane in Frosty Village, but there isn't.
Yeah, I assumed when I first found out about the Diddy Kong Racing speedrun, I assumed there had to be an out of bounds for Space Dust Alley, but TASD only.
Greenwood Village.
And Owen finally on the last track of his Snowflake Mountain trophy, while Bando is on Greenwood Village. And oh, that bonk.
I have no idea how long it took me as a kid to beat the silver coin race of Greenwood Village.
Oh yeah, it took me forever just because I had trouble getting into that other path of the log. I just was so bad at it.
Let's not even get started with coin placements in Adventure 2.
Dude, I actually have never completed Adventure 2 because it was like Adventure 2.
Windmill Plains.
And Bando on Windmill Panes. Let's see if he can get the out of bounds this time.
Not if you talk about failing it.
That is true. Oh, he gets it. I didn't jinx him. Success. And Odin, on Dragon Forest, moving on to Boulder Canyon. It's definitely the most forgiving when it comes to bonks on hover, I would say.
Oh yeah, by far. But
But
Boulder Canyon has those locks, and they can slow you down a lot.
Oh yeah, those logs. I actually find it kind of funny when you get stuck in those logs, but then they propel you forward.
Yeah, you can try to use that if you're brave enough.
Brave? Yes, but people can be brave, yes, when it comes to this track. There's a difference between brave and courageous. Brave, you do something despite dangerous without caring about the consequences.
Like going for Dark Moon out of bounds.
And courageous is doing it, knowing the consequences, and being afraid of it, but doing it anyway. You have to be courageous to do the logs and try to use it to your advantage. And I might be courageous in some situations, but I'm not courageous enough for that. And Bando just finishing up Dragon Force, while Odin's still on on Greenwood Village.
Space Dust Alley.
And let's see how Bando does on this track. Space Dust Alley, definitely the hardest track in the game. But I wouldn't say it's as big of a pain as Windmill Plains or Everfrost Peak.
You can say that because your PB is, what, 8 seconds faster than mine?
My PB is 29:44. No, wait, 25:45. I mean. Oh, you're talking about Oh, you're talking about the track. Oh, the track PB. Yeah, I would. Yeah, my track PB for Space SLE is actually it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, you just reset if you lose a frame.
Yeah. If I lose a frame, I'm just like, I can't work with this frame. I gotta reset.
With the first zipper in Dark Moon, you will hit the ceiling if you're not careful. You're going too fast with TT. You have to hold forward.
Yeah, you can change your direction in air. So if you press up, hold up, you go down. If you hold down, you go up, and you'll see the holding down in tracks in Frosty Village, and you'll sometimes see smaller portions of it, like in Crescent Island.
Jungle Falls.
Yeah, Jungle Falls too.
And you can try to control the jumps basically anywhere you do them. And flying through the air with car is really fast.
Yeah, but flying through the air with hover is not, and flying through the air with plane is, I would say, is pretty fast as well.
But it's funny because in Mario Kart 64 it's slower to be in the air, and you try to minimize that.
Star City.
And a lot of racing games have that. Like the amazing Beetle Adventure Racing.
Oh my god, I don't know how anyone could play that game good at all. Like, that game has terrible drifting controls.
You
Oh,
just never unlocked the best car. And why are you insulting my speed game?
because it's kind of bland. I mean, if it wasn't so bland, I would enjoy it more. I did enjoy it a lot as a kid, but not so much anymore.
It's sad to hear you say that. It really hurts me as the main runner of that game.
I do like the announcer in that game. That and Bando on the last track of Future Fine Lane, while
Let's
Owen
get
on
that
the
out
first
of
one.
bounds.
Imagine if there was if there's Taz only clip for Space Dust Alley was not Taz only.
Then Space Dust would be worse than Everfrost Peak.
Oh, and got destroyed by that little ship. Oh, gets blown off by that little wall.
Yeah, the strat Bandow used is just to bonk there to do the clip and then go boost himself forward with the balloon.
Yeah,
But you can't just do it without the balloon. Just like fly all the way up and then sink down without bonking.
Yeah, and Bando finishing with a 25-33, and Odin now just finishing up with
I'm
Space Dust
rooting for
Alley.
him to get a PB.
Yeah, and if I say anything about it, he will not do it. So I will not say anything. Dark Moon is definitely one of the Hodo tracks in Ko. It's
Yeah, it's really hard. Like to find something harder, you'd have to play something that doesn't have car in trophy races. Have you
yeah.
ever played Space Dust Alley car?
Oh yeah, I have played it a couple times.
Like that's just disgusting.
I didn't even finish it because I kept resetting so much. It was just because I just kept flying and bonking everywhere, and I was like so mad. I was so triggered by it. It just like that's what Space Dust Alley does to you. No matter what vehicle you're in, you just hate it. And that's for Windmill Pains too. That's for Everfrost Peak.
Yeah, but Nordic will tell you that Windmill Plane's car is the most amazing thing.
Of course he will. Of course. I will not believe him on that. Cause, as I said, it's Windmill Pains. And yeah, the reason why Dark Moon Caverns is one of the Hodoko tracks is because it's definitely the easiest track for you to bonk in and co.
Bonkmoon Caverns.
That is definitely right. Oh, that was close. I was afraid he would fall off right there. It is possible to fly off and
Yeah, I call it the noob bridge. You lose so much time if you fall down, and it happened to me in my last race at this tournament.
Oh,
I
yeah.
choked a PB.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I mean, that was common too. It was so painful for that. Like it doesn't happen to me anymore, but I it would happen to me all the time when I first started running this.
I'm trying to go for that super fast strat, like not drifting at all on the bridge, just going for the fastest zipper I can get.
Oh yeah, I drift on the bridge. It's just so safe, and I do not want to fall off.
The thing is, I'm so used to going for that fast strat, and when I try to do it safe, like holding R, that means I'm getting nervous, and it's more likely for me to fall off. And I do weird movements.
I feel you, but on not on that track, more on Dark Moon Caverns. And I'm on the final track. And I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let this happen. I gotta let him do it. Do you think he wanted to go for the clip, and he
I'm not
just
sure
missed the move?
if he has practiced it.
Oh, he bonked.
Ah, that's a nasty bonk.
Yeah, he's definitely having a rough time here on Spaceport Alpha. And oh, he's going for it. He did it. Nice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It looks like he does have practice on it. He wanted to, guess he wanted to go for it. Oh! Oh, good. That was, that was just a false wrong way, I was gonna say.
If you really miss a trigger, then you have no choice, you have to go back.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can get a wrong weight for a second and going towards the finish line.
Oh!
Oh no.
No, he went too low. That's so unfortunate.
If you go too low out of bounds, the game will reset you back to the start. And yeah, at the start of the lap you're in. So it's really, really bad. Never fly too low.
Yeah, it will happen, and a lot of games.
Will he get the trophy now? That's the question. It's random. It does get it.
Yeah, you actually, you could actually get first place in the first three and 8th on the last one, and you'll still win.
But I think it's only guaranteed if you get like 5th. And you can potentially not get it if you go lower, something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's actually guaranteed because I've actually gotten last when I messed up in out of bounds. When I was first practicing.
But yeah, GG. Both of the runners, Bandow winning the match, Arten putting up a fight.
Yeah.
Going for that out of bounds. Not being afraid of using those strats. Yes, now let's see if they want to do an interview.
Yeah, it was a good thing. They both did really good. It was very unfortunate, but
Yeah, he could have PB'd in this race. Also the other one. I think we will see a faster time from him very soon. Hey Bando.
Hey.
I'm not sure if anyone can hear you on stream because I barely can.
yeah, you're pretty quiet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and have a look. Ah. Okay.
Chat, just let us know if Bando needs to be a bit louder.
Oh, that's loud.
1 minute. Let me just
Sort that back out. Okay, that should be all right.
We kind of have to make this quick because we have another race coming up. MMXX.
Oh. Okay.
And so
Yeah, I just wanted to go through my runs there.
yeah, what did you think about them?
Well, my second run was going to be a 24.
You missed that out of bounds in lap 1 in Spaceport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
And the first
That
race
was
had
the-
that windmill planes.
Yeah. I don't even believe how I even got a 25 in the first race.
Yeah, I saw it. It was really good to get to that 25 without the out of bounds.
And with the music as well, so I just wanted to give people the idea of what a music run is to a non-music run.
How much is the difference actually?
Well, there is a bit of a difference. There's about 15 seconds to 20 seconds of saving of time during the runs, so yeah.
I mean, there are some levels where you might save time with more lag.
Yeah, there are some levels, but I do seem to stick with just no music because it does give you a better chance of getting a better time.
And That's also the problem if you used music all the time and turn it off, then yeah, the zippers won't be the same. You have to get used to it. It's not that's the free thing you can do.
No. Yeah.
But I don't know, Bando, if you realized it, but in the first race you were doing the opposite order.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. I am told Arten to do it the other way around. The second time, because we didn't tell him the first time.
I didn't even know that he had practiced spaceport out of bounds, but he actually went for it in the second race.
Yeah.
And almost pulled it off, but then he got clipped. He got warped inbounds in lap 3. It was really unfortunate.
I mean, he had nothing to lose really, except something like a PB. He could have PB'd them, I think, because
Yeah, I'm sure his time will go lower very soon.
yeah. I hope it does, because he's a Japanese runner. We don't have many Japanese runners up in the top, and we use the Japanese version. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of the Japanese people just come up through the leaderboards.
It's great to get new runners from Japan. I think it's Neploli now. It's one of the first runners of this game who was Japanese.
Yeah. But then you've got Ox. Ox was.
Yeah, that's. I think he's calling himself Neploli now.
Oh. Right, yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
Yeah, then does chat have any more questions, or yeah, should we be done now?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Because there is a race next, isn't it?
All right then.
Like
So congrats, Bando, winning that match. Good luck for the tournament.
Thanks, I need it. See ya.